I'm going to tell y'all a story about what I call white woman on white woman violence. I'm Dr. Anna Schmidt. I'm an industrial organizational psychologist, and I research the unwritten rules of work for people from low-income backgrounds. Back in the day, I started at a new firm, and I was put in a position to replace another white woman in charge of a project. Ironically, it was a DEI project. And what ensued is what I call white woman on white woman violence, which is where you come toe-to-toe with another white woman about issues that are not inclusive but not about gender. And she can see it about gender, but she's doing a lot of trouble everywhere else. And anybody can do this. I think people have a propensity to know a lot about their own harms and not about others. But because I'm silly and because I'm a white woman, I call it white woman violence. On the team, there was another man who was probably about 10 years older than me, and I noticed he asked me a lot of questions. And because I am younger than most people in the positions I've been in, because I started college when I was 15 and I worked through school, so I have more work experience than most people who finish school or finish doctorates, because I've been working for 10 years by the time I finished my Ph.D. So I was like, is he asking me questions? Is he threatening my authority? Is this an ageism thing? Is this sexism thing? But he was also a black man, so I was like, well, I know that there's a lot of bias towards black men, especially from white women. I knew from my participants when I interview black men that they were like, I try to be extra nice to white women because they assume I'm aggressive so quickly. And I was like, okay, maybe this is my own bias. I'm just going to sit on this. But then the leader of our company explicitly pulled me aside and was like, he's been such a problem. He's autistic, so we can't just get rid of him. But the previous manager has had to sit on Zoom with him for hours to get him to do his work. And I was like, oh my God, that's wild. Well, after a few quick calls with her, I figured out she did not give clear direction. I was asking her things about how to do the project, and of course she prepared plenty of things to tell me how I should do my job, but the directions were garbage. And I sat in on a few of her reviews with him, and she wasn't giving clear directions. She was just saying things like, I don't like it, or this isn't what I expected, or things like that. And he was like, what don't you like? What do you expect? And I was like, he's not the problem. She is. And so quickly I realized he wasn't questioning my authority. He didn't have a problem with my age, my gender, whatever. He just wanted clear directions. That's it. That's why he asked me so many questions. I talked to her about it, I talked to our leadership about it. It didn't change. She kept trying to hang into our meetings long after she was supposed to be at the project. And our leadership was like, we don't know why she's still there. She's not supposed to be. But they wouldn't do anything about it. So I changed our team Zoom links and put a password on them, because after a few months, I just told my leadership, I need my employees to be able to come to work and do their job and not be harassed. So clear directions are important for many identities. And as leaders, we need to be aware of identities that aren't just the ones where we're harmed.